Hello, everybody. Welcome back to your WWE Week in Review. It is July 19th, and my name is Easy E. Let's get right into what happened, starting with Monday Night Raw from July 13th. To open up the show, we have Brock Lesnar and Paul Heyman walking out to the ring, and Paul Heyman brings out 5 officers to escort and protect them. He goes on to say that due to the obsession between Obafemi and Brock Lesnar, that he's gone ahead and gotten a restraining order for both competitors as well as a no-touch clause before their match at SummerSlam in a few weeks. Obafemi comes out and responds and just says that now all Brock Lesnar does is run away and that he won't be able to run away for much longer. Paul Heyman says you are in violation of this new restraining order and proceeds to tell the officers to do their job, and they attempt to restrain Obafemi, which does not go well for them. Obafemi clears house, clears them out of the ring, does a double choke slam on 2 of them, and Paul Heyman and Brock Lesnar just walk away and walk back up the entrance ramp and back to Gorilla, and that was about it. Later in the evening, we have the Vision, including Maxine, coming out to address the crowd and to presumably celebrate their tag team championships. But they're quickly interrupted by Otis and Tozawa, who came out to confront Maxine, and they just asked to talk to her. To which she agrees and asks the other members of the Vision to step out of the ring so that she can talk to Otis and Tozawa. Well, she completely commits to the Vision and betrays Otis and allows Austin Theory to get a low blow, whole 9 yards. It is fully cemented that Maxine is now part of the Vision, and that will be an interesting story to see how that develops in the future. Another big promo for the night was Bayley calling out Lyra Valkyria to try to get an apology for Lyra snapping on her after their last loss and betraying her. Well, Lyra refused and claims that Bayley has always held her down over this last year that they have been working together. And they set up a match for Saturday night main event coming up later in the week. And then the final promo of the night was another segment between Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins. Another really good promo between the two, definitely starting to ramp up the intensity. Roman kind of took some necessary lower shots, claimed that, Seth doesn't have what it takes to carry the company, and that anytime he's put in a position to carry the title, he gets injured. And the only way he can even get a title is with a Money in the Bank briefcase. And the last time he did it, he had to fake an injury to make sure it worked. And Seth Rollins simply responded by saying, "Is that the best you've got? I've already told myself everything that you just told me. Like, you're going to have to do better than that." So it's a very interesting way that they are setting up this match for SummerSlam. But on to the matches for the night. We have Io Sky beating Roxanne Perez after a really good back and forth match. Sol Ruca actually comes out to Io's rescue after the Judgment Day attack Io after the match, and they just end up destroying both Sol and Io. Judgment Day, they just have those numbers always. 3-on-2. Later, we have Jimmy Uso, coming out looking for Solo Sikoa, trying to wrap up their family business, and as he's walking to the ring, he is attacked and jumped by Royce Keys, and that leads to an impromptu match right there on the spot. During that match, Jacob comes out all fired up and interferes and attacks Royce Keys, instantly, ending in a no decision for the match, disqualification. And Solo Sikoa comes out and pretends to save Royce, stops Jacob from the attack, and basically fakes his allegiance to the bloodline by acknowledging Roman and then turning the 1 into the spike and spiking Jimmy Uso. So the fighting breaks out again. Jacob, obviously, none too happy about that betrayal, quote unquote. And as they're fighting, LA Knight comes out with a steel chair and evens the odds, and then says that he's tired of all of it. They clear him out of the ring. LA Knight grabs the mic and basically says, we've got 3 people here. You guys have 3 people, Jimmy, Jacob, and Jay. How about you 3 versus us 3 at SummerSlam? Let's do it. So they set up a 3v3 match for a couple weeks from now. And then our big match of Monday Night Raw, we have a gauntlet match to set up the number 1 contender for the Intercontinental title. Just going to run through the progression of the match here and who won to move on. So we have Dirty Dom opening the night and beating Joe Hendry. Then in the next setup, Javon Evans beats Dirty Dom. Javon Evans beats Dragon Lee. Then Rusev beats Javon Evans in an absolute banger segment. The Rusev Javon Evans one-on-one was fantastic. Then Chad Gable goes on to beat Rusev. And then the final match of the gauntlet match was Chad Gable versus Ethan Page. Again, another really good finale here, and Chad Gable actually takes the win to become the number 1 contender for an IC title match at SummerSlam. Really excited about that. Cannot wait. Honestly, I hope Chad Gable wins. But that is going to conclude Monday Night Raw. We are going to turn over for a segment of Friday Night SmackDown from July 17th. We're going to start with the promos from the night. There's not too many to go over. So, we had Gunther opening up the show to a chorus of boos from the crowd, and he is quickly interrupted by Adam Pearce, who goes on to say that if it was up to him, Gunther would have already been fired for how he has treated Nick Aldis, as well as just straight up attacking Nick Aldis. And he says that had he let Nick Aldis talk and finish what he had to say, he would have heard that a stipulation has been added to their upcoming tag match at Saturday Night's Main Event. And that stipulation is that if Gunther and Sami Zayn manage to find a way to win the tag match, they are going to be added to the title match at SummerSlam, and it will become a fatal 4-way. Cody Rhodes, none too happy about that, rushed out to the ring and attacked Gunther. Emotions are running hot and challenged him on the spot to a one-on-one tonight to settle their differences. Adam Pearce is there on the spot, and he made it official. After that, there was some news regarding the Women's Championship held by Rhea Ripley, and the fact that she will not be able to compete at SummerSlam and will not be able to defend her title. So they are opening up a challenge to find an interim Women's Champion. And in order to do that, they are going to have a 5-woman ladder match at SummerSlam, and that qualifications for that match start tonight. It'll be one-on-one challenges, and they will fill out the 5-woman field. Very interesting development there. We will talk more about that later when we get to match results. To be honest, there were not too many other impactful promos from Friday Night SmackDown. A little cut-ins here and there, but nothing really worth mentioning. So, that being said, we're going to get straight into the matches and some results. So we have Finn Balor defeating Tala Tonga after 2 coups de grace landed on the big man, who takes the pin. Then we have Tiffy Stratton beating JC Jane to advance to that SummerSlam ladder match. That was the first qualifying match. Then in another qualifying match, we had Jade Cargill versus Nia Jax, and shortest match in recent memory, maybe 30 seconds, because it ends abruptly as Charlotte Flair attacks Jade Cargill. So with Charlotte Flair attacking Jade Cargill, it is a disqualification of Nia Jax. So Jade Cargill advances to the ladder match without doing anything. And then Nia Jax, obviously upset, attacks Charlotte Flair in the middle of the ring. Very interesting direction they're going with that. But anyways, the War Raiders, Eric and Ivar, make their return to SmackDown and have a match against Fraxium. And it was an absolutely high octane, phenomenal match. Really enjoyed it. If there was any match that you watch from Friday Night SmackDown, go back and watch that tag match. A lot of fun. Really fun seeing the War Raiders back on mainstream WWE. And then our big final main event for the night, Cody Rhodes versus Gunther, ends in complete and utter chaos as CM Punk came down ringside to support Cody Rhodes because they are tag partners. He didn't want any shenanigans going on or unnecessary harming of Cody Rhodes. Well, as he's down ringside, he is attacked by Sami Zayn. Then Sami Zayn then goes on to attack Cody in the ring, which caused the match to end in disqualification. Well, the blood is boiling hot between these four because it ends in an absolute brawl with CM Punk throwing hands with Sami Zayn, Cody Rhodes throwing hands with Gunther. Just complete chaos. You get officials involved, you bring in backup security, and that is how the night ended on SmackDown. So, very interesting lead up to Saturday night main event, which we are going to get into now. Not much to talk about except the results of the matches, so let's just jump right into it. We have Fatal Influence, Laney Reed and Fallon Henley, walking away as new women's tag team champions after beating Brie Bella and Paige in a very competitive opening match. Then we had Danhausen versus JD McDonough, and once again Danhausen makes magic happen in the ring after using his cloning machine to transform a black cat into basketball superstar Karl Anthony Towns, who then dropped two massive choke slams, one on JD McDonough and one on Dirty Dom, which was through a table, allowing Danhausen to get the pin and win. That was a no disqualification match, so that's why those shenanigans were allowed to happen. Honestly, a lot of fun match. That was a good one to watch. Then in a more serious tone, we had Lyra Valkyria outlasting Bayley in an absolutely bloody and ferocious match. Lyra used a new submission finisher to get the win, then continued to beat down Bayley after the match was over, fully cementing her new heel character along with a brand new darker theme of her old entrance song. And then, in an absolutely wild and electric match to main event tonight, Cody Rhodes ended up pinning Gunther after CM Punk landed a GTS on Gunther after interference from Nick Aldis. Nick Aldis was underneath the ring, and as Gunther was going to pin Cody Rhodes, he pulled the official out of the ring, grabbed the title belt, and as Gunther was yelling at Nick Aldis clocks Gunther with the title belt, which allowed CM Punk to get the GTS, and then dragged Cody's body over Gunther to get the pin, because Cody was the legal man in the tag match. So absolutely wild match, a lot of fun, really, really good main event match. But that leads up into our final promo of the night, if you can call it that. We have Roman Reigns and basketball superstar Jalen Brunson, who was NBA Finals MVP. They are coming out together to celebrate their greatness in the ring, as well as their greatness in Madison Square Garden, which is where Saturday Night Main Event was taking place. They are there to celebrate the New York Knicks winning their first championship in like 50 plus years. Well, as they're out there, Roman Reigns brings out a gift for Jalen Brunson. It is a very beautiful replica title belt. It's blue and orange, and then it's a replica of the World Heavyweight title. Well, Seth Rollins' music plays and interferes, and out walks Indiana Pacers superstar Tyrese Halliburton, who's been a longtime supporter of WWE. He's been involved in things in years past. And then Seth Rollins, out of nowhere, sneaks into the ring and attacks Roman. He goes to land a stomp. Jalen Brunson walks in front of him and just gets in the way, which allows Roman to recover long enough to land a Superman punch. And then Seth Rollins kind of leaves and regroups with Tyrese Halliburton, and they walk back up the ramp. And that is how Saturday Night main event ended, with Roman Reigns and Jalen Brunson standing strong in the ring. And that is going to wrap up this week's WWE Week in Review. If you want to hear more about wrestling and other shenanigans, be sure to check out our full show every Wednesday around 3:30, with the full video releasing shortly after that. For now, my name is Easy, and I'll talk with you guys next time.